Welcome to Synagogues of the Caribbean Part 2. In this episode we take a look at a couple Jewish houses of worship in Cuba. We're looking at the interior of Adath, Israel. It's located in Havana, Cuba, and it is the only Orthodox shul there. Supposedly it also has a mikveh and a social hall. And it has a daily morning minyan. There is also a daily weeknight service. We have no way to validate this information if it is still current or what used to be. The construction of this building was completed in 1959. Note the barbed wire over the fence and that at the top there is a sukkah. Supposedly the main sanctuary can hold up to 600 congregants. Adath Israel was established around 1925. It had a next-door neighbor of another synagogue called Knesset Israel, and were located in the old Havana section before they moved to this newer location. It was in 1949 when they merged together. Here are two more pictures of this facility. Here's another congregation, Centro Hebreo Sephardi de Cuba. As this certificate on the wall shows, it is of conservative affiliation. They even have a website and encourage visitors from the United States. They indicate that they provide support to the struggling Jewish community of Cuba. They operate a free public pharmacy as well as a senior citizen center, and offer weekly prayer services at their synagogue in the Vedado neighborhood of Havana, Cuba. Here's another congregation called Beth Shalom. It's also conservative. Strange to say, but we don't have a lot of information on it. We think it's in the Vedado neighborhood of Havana. So let's talk in general about Cuba. There are other synagogues of which we just don't have anything to show you, but there is one synagogue in another city called Santiago of which we have some information. It's called Hatikva, and it is also conservative. Again, what we're looking at are strictly pictures of Beth Shalom. We can only talk about Hatikva. The Hatikva congregation was established in October of 1924. It had rabbis until 1967. It was comprised mostly of Sephardis from Turkey. The doors of the old synagogue in Santiago closed in the 1980s but reopened in 1995 with new leadership. We don't know how up-to-date the information is, but we can give you a little idea of the Jewish population of the country of Cuba. By the turn of the last century, that is by 1999, there were about 1,700 Jews in Cuba. This compares to 1945 when there were about 25,000. The largest contingency was in Havana with 1,200. The next largest was Camagüey with 140. Santiago de Cuba had about 90, with a total of about 9 cities with 30 or more Jews. This concludes our look at the Jewish house of worship presence in the country of Cuba in the Caribbean. Other countries to follow. So, bye for now and see you real soon.